Hi, I'm Paul Blackburn, and I've worked with everyone from business startups to multi-billion-dollar companies, stay-at-home mums and elite athletes. You can even see the logos of some of my clients showing on the screen behind me. But you know what I've learnt? It's true that in every industry there's a standout performer. You know, take Warren Buffett for example. He's not the only professional investor in the world, but he's obviously the best. Michael Jordan wasn't the only professional basketballer, but he was obviously the best. By the way, he's just become a billionaire, not from basketball, but from his business acumen. James Patterson isn't the only professional author, but he wrote more bestsellers in 2013 than all the others put together. And of course, Jamie Oliver isn't the only professional chef out there, but he's the one who makes the most money. So these are people who are essentially doing what all the others are doing in their industry, but they're doing it in such a way that they become the best of the best. So you've been entitled to ask what makes them outstandingly different. Well, in my view, in a word, it's their mindset. So let me ask you a question. Is plumbing a good business to be in? Well, yeah, it is. It's a bit of a trick question. You see, if you place all the plumbers on this scale, from the most successful to the least successful, then they'll spread out from basically from broke to printing money. And the funny thing about that is, it's broke, working hard, all the way up to printing money and looking like they're not working too hard at all. So what makes a difference between them? Because it's obviously not the industry that they're in or the technology that they're using. Now this also applies to doctors, in fact, any other industry that you want to know. So here's the scale again, from the most successful doctors to the least. All you have to do is spread them out from the best to the worst. The question really is not, is plumbing or doctoring the best industry to be in? The question is, if you're in either one or another industry, where would your existing mindset, the one you've got right now, where would it place you on that scale? In the middle maybe? Or maybe towards one end or the other? Now here's what's staggering. We know that only 10% of the total are in the top end where I've got that red circle. We also know there's only 10% at the bottom. And perhaps you wouldn't be surprised when I say that the only real movement along that scale comes from changing mindset. And that's what the uber successful people in any industry know. What is that mindset made up of? Well, I'm glad you asked. It's a combination of, number one, unshakable self-belief. Obviously not everybody has that. Number two, superior thinking skills. And obviously, once again, not everybody has that. Number three, emotional intelligence. And let me tell you, hardly anybody has that. Now, these concepts are not exactly rocket science on their own. Put them together though, and you become unstoppable. So who would you trust to hand your mind over for, or to, for that kind of an upgrade? Well, I'm suggesting that I can do it, because that's what I've been doing for the last 32 years. But I'm not asking you to take my word for it. Just give me 60 minutes of your time, and then after that tell me that you know everything there is to know about turning yourself into a champion, and I'll leave you alone. But see, the truth is I know I can help. What will it cost you to find out? Well, no money, but a bit of your time. What if I could help you the same as the 400,000 others that I already have, but you didn't stop to listen? What would that cost you? So just go ahead and register for the free 60-minute webinar, and I'll show you how to get to the super performer end of the scale.